Did you know that over 70 billion Skittles are produced every single year? Or that these colorful, fruity little candies are made from simple ingredients like sugar, corn syrup, and hydrogenated palm kernel oil? Today's Skittles aren't just a candy. They're a global sensation, enjoyed by millions of people in over 65 countries. But are you ready to uncover how these sweet, chewy treats are made from scratch and transformed into the iconic rainbow-colored candies you love? Hit that like button and subscribe to Produce Planet, and let's dive into the colorful world of Skittles. Let's start at the very beginning, the ingredients. Every Skittle begins with just a few basic ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, and hydrogenated palm kernel oil. While these may seem simple, they are the key to making Skittles chewy and tasty. Sugar is the main ingredient that gives Skittles their sweetness. Without sugar, there would be no candy flavor. Corn syrup adds to the gooey texture and helps everything stick together, making Skittles soft and chewy. It stops the candy from becoming too hard. Then there's the palm kernel oil. This oil is very important because it keeps Skittles chewy even after they're packed and shipped. Without it, the candy would turn brittle and break too easily. In the factory, these ingredients are mixed together in large machines. These machines are designed to ensure the mixture is fully blended and has the right texture, not too thick and not too runny. The mixture needs to be like thick cake batter, but stickier. This is an important step because the mixture has to hold its shape when it's poured into molds. Once the mixture is ready, it's poured into molds to create small round pieces called lentils. These lentils will become the chewy centers of the Skittles. After the mixture is poured into the molds, it's left to cool and harden into firm toffee-like pellets. At this point, the lentils are still colorless, just small round pieces of candy, but they already have the sweet flavor inside. These colorless lentils are now ready to move on to the next step, where they get the bright colors and fruity flavors. Now it's time for the real magic to begin. Let's talk about the flavors, the part that makes Skittles so irresistible. The flavors are what give Skittles their bold, fruity taste. The interesting part here is that each flavor of Skittles is made separately. That means each flavor, like strawberry, grape, lemon, lime, or orange, gets its own batch, so every Skittle tastes exactly as it should. In the factory, the flavoring happens in big industrial mixers. These machines tumble the colorless lentils, which are the small round pieces of candy, along with fruit juices, citric acid, and a special mix of flavorings. The lentils are spun around in the mixer, and the flavorings coat them evenly. The fruit juices are important because they give Skittles their natural, fruity taste. The citric acid is added to make the candy tangy, which balances out the sweetness of the sugar and corn syrup. This is a crucial step because the right amount of citric acid gives Skittles that sharp, tart flavor that makes them so enjoyable. As the lentils tumble, the flavors get mixed in well, making sure that every Skittle has the same punch of fruit flavor in every bite. It's not just about taste, though. The aroma is important, too. When the flavor oils are mixed in, the whole room fills with the smell of fresh, ripe fruit. It's like a fruity scent explosion in the factory, making the experience of making Skittles just as exciting for the senses as it is for the taste. The goal in this step is to make sure every Skittle gets its flavor evenly. Each piece is coated perfectly, so no matter which Skittle you grab, you get that strong, fruity taste. The whole process is about making sure the flavors are just right: sweet, tart, and perfectly balanced. After this, the lentils are ready for the next step, where they'll get their bright colors and glossy finish, turning into the Skittles we all recognize. With the flavor fully soaked in, it's time for the lentils to get their color. This step, called the panning process, is where the lentils change from plain, colorless pieces into the colorful Skittles we all recognize. The lentils are placed into large rotating pans called drum pans. These pans spin continuously, tumbling the candies as they go through the process. The spinning helps spread the syrup evenly over each lentil, coating it with the bright color that makes Skittles so famous. During this stage, a thin syrup is sprayed onto the lentils. The syrup is carefully applied to ensure it covers every lentil evenly, creating the smooth outer shell that Skittles are known for. This process is done many times. sometimes up to 43 layers. Each layer of syrup is very thin, about 10 microns thick. To give you an idea, a human hair is about 70 microns thick, so each layer is much thinner than a hair strand. This attention to detail makes sure that Skittles comes out with that perfect shiny finish and no unevenness in the color or shape. The syrup layering process takes a few hours, usually about 6, because each layer has to dry completely before the next one is added. This drying time is important to keep the layers from smearing or clumping together. It also helps the Skittles keep their shape and bright color. Depending on the conditions in the factory, this drying stage can take a little longer, but it's necessary to get that smooth, shiny look that Skittles have. The panning process isn't just about adding color. It requires careful control of many factors. The temperature and humidity inside the pans are constantly watched. If the pans get too hot, the syrup could melt or cause the Skittles to lose their shape. If the humidity is wrong, the syrup won't stick properly, which can lead to uneven coats or ruin Skittles. Specialized machines manage these factors, making sure everything stays at just the right level to make the perfect candy. The speed of the pans also matters. They need to rotate at the right speed to make sure the Skittles tumble evenly and the syrup sticks properly. If the pans spin too fast, the syrup might not coat the candies well. If they spin too slowly, the syrup might pool or clump, ruining the smooth texture. To keep things in check, the factory uses bursts of cool air to help regulate the temperature. These blasts of cool air keep the Skittles from getting too hot or sticking together as they spin through the pans. By keeping all of these factors in balance, the factory ensures that each Skittle comes out smooth, colorful, and perfectly shaped, ready for the next stage. After the 6-hour panning process, the Skittles are coated in their colorful, glossy shells. But the job isn't done. The next step is polishing. In the past, the shiny finish on Skittles was achieved by using shellac, a resin secreted by insects. But since 2009, Mars Wrigley made the shift to using a vegetarian-friendly wax to polish the candy, which not only provides the same glossy finish, but also meets the preferences of modern consumers. This new coating ensures that the Skittles maintain their shiny, appealing appearance while keeping them fresh and flavorful. With the Skittles now colorful and glossy, they're ready for the iconic S stamp that identifies them as Skittles. This step is carried out by a high-speed machine that uses edible ink to paint the S on each one. The process is far more precise than it might sound. Each one is perfectly aligned under the stamp, and the pressure must be just right to assure the logo is clear without cracking the candy's delicate shell. This technique is fast-paced, a high-precision art form that happens at lightning speed. But the journey doesn't stop there. Once the Skittles are fully stamped, they go through thorough quality control inspection. This is where the automated systems come into play. Cameras and sensors track every candy that passes through the line, inspecting them for imperfections in size, shape, and color. Any Skittles that don't meet the company's strict standards are removed and either recycled or repurposed for other uses. This ensures that only the best ones move forward in the production process. Once the Skittles have passed the quality control check, it's time for packaging. The bags used to contain Skittles are made from durable, food-safe materials, and they're filled with a perfect balance of Skittles. The bags are carefully weighed to ensure that each one contains the right amount of candy, and then are sealed tightly to lock in freshness. The packaging is also designed to ensure that the candy stays chewy and fresh from the factory to the store shelf, no matter how far they travel. Once sealed, the Skittles are ready to be shipped out to distribution centers. The final stage in the process is shipping. From the factory, they make their way to distribution centers, where they're sent out to stores, supermarkets, and vending machines around the world. This global journey is made possible through sophisticated logistics systems that ensure the Skittles arrive fresh and ready to be enjoyed. Whether you're in New York, Tokyo, or London, you're part of the global community that loves to taste the rainbow. We will note that some European countries have banned Skittles due to the use of titanium dioxide. And there you have it, the incredible journey of Skittles, from the simple ingredients to the vibrant, colorful candies we all know and love. Each step from mixing and flavoring to coating and packaging is a carefully orchestrated process. So, the next time you enjoy a handful of Skittles, take a moment to appreciate the detailed work that goes into making them. And if you're curious about how other iconic products are made, check out our next video for more fascinating explorations into the world of factory production.